full production is usually what we're backing into. So we produced 377,000 units. Okay. So, variable costing. Revenue, $24 at the 433,000 we sold. Okay. Beginning inventory is $5.40 times 90,000. Okay, the $5.40. I highlighted these in different colors for you so that you can see. There's the variable. All right, the green is variable marketing, selling price. Okay, so 5.4 is the variable per unit. So variable manufacturing costs is 377,000 is what we produced. We started with 90. We had 377. So the goods available for sale, 2.5. Deduct the ending inventory. We know we had 34,000 left, and at the variable cost of $5.40. So we take that out, and that's our variable cost of goods sold. We add into that our variable operating costs of $1.20. There's no adjustment for variance at this point, and we get our total variable costs of $2,857,800. No variance because it's variable costing, right? Variances come into absorption costing. Contribution margin is $7,534,000. And there's all our fixed costs. There's our fixed manufacturing, fixed operating, total fixed costs 2.98, operating income $4,552,000. Okay, that's our variable costing statement. So for absorption costing, we need to know our fixed allocation rate, right? So we're going to take our manufacturing over divided by machine hours, and we're going to get 294 per machine hour. Okay, and the allocation rate per unit is the fixed overhead allocation rate divided by the standard production rate. So the allocation rate is $4.90 per unit. Okay, because each hour produces 60 units. Okay, so $4.90 is our fixed allocation per unit. Okay, because you need it to calculate. Okay, so absorption costing. Revenue, same thing. Cost of goods sold, we take our beginning inventory, right? And our beginning inventory will have fixed and variable at 90,000, so it's 927,000. Our variable manufacturing costs, the 5.4 cost. Our fixed manufacturing cost is the $4.90 at the 377,000 we produced. So our goods available for sale are now 4,800,000. Look at that compared to the goods available for sale of 2,500,000. Okay, significantly different because all those fixed costs are up there. We deduct the ending inventory, which is the 34,000. We deduct it. We add the fixed and the variable together, and we get 350,000. See, so our ending inventory is 350,000. Our ending inventory there was 183,000 on the variable costing. So it's a significant difference. We adjust for variance, right? Our volume variance is based upon the production level. So it's 4,900, what we produced versus what we expected to produce, right? Our original calculation, right? If we look at our calculations, we expect our rate, right, is based upon the 6,300 machine hours. So we'll find that we produced 1,000 less than we thought we were going to produce. So we have to put the 4,900 up here. Okay. Go back to the beginning and the standards. What happens is the 63 hours times 60 minus the 6,300 hours times 60, right here, 6,300 hours times 60 is the standard right, which is 378. We take away the 377 from it because that's what we actually produce. So we produced 1,000 less. So it gives it $4,900 under apply. Okay, that's how we back into the number. Okay, just so you know, how do you figure out what the expected was? The expected was the 6,300 hours at 60 units produced. So we expected to produce 378. That's what we budgeted for. Okay, and we only produced 377. Just so you know. All right. So the cost of goods sold is 4,464,000. The gross margins 5,227,000. Our variable operating costs are 519. Our fixed operating costs are 1.13 million, and they are not manufacturing costs; they are operating costs, and that's why they're not up there. Which gives us total operating costs of 1.649. So these are like non-manufacturing costs. We refer to them as other. And our operating income is 4.2 million versus 4.5. So revenue is 10.392. Operating income, so it's 43% under variable costing, and it's 41% under absorption costing. Explain the difference. So the operating income used in variable costing is 6.4% higher than it used in absorption costing. The difference is entirely due to the way the fixed manufacturing costs are accounted for. Right? Variable cost operating income minus variable cost minus absorption cost is 274,000. So where do we get the 274,000? It's $4.90 to beginning inventory and $4.90 to ending inventory, and there it is right there. It's sitting in inventory. It was in beginning inventory and ending inventory, and that's the difference between the two. So, which one to choose? Well, hey, that's a throw a coin in the ceiling because it depends on what you want. It depends on how you want to see the numbers. What is it that you want to see? The thing about the absorption costing, and the reason why it's used for financial statements, is that we have this adjustment for variance right there, which tells us the under and over application of overhead. Generally under applications. Very rare that you would over apply unless you used a practical capacity or a normal capacity and you went much higher. So, okay, it's always an under allocation of overhead, because we choose a lesser amount, okay? But it does allow us to see this much more clearly. And, obviously this is what's required by GAAP, but it does allow us to see more clearly the cost of our unused capacity. That's the one thing that absorption costing gives us. Whereas variable costing gives us a really good look at the cost volume profit, the CVP. And from variable costing, we can do break even, right? We can do break evens from this. We can't calculate a break even. We can't calculate a break even under absorption costing methods, right? We need to move back to variable to calculate break evens, to calculate target prices, all those kind of things. Has to be done through variable costing. So, there's a greater use of it for planning, things like that. Most companies use both. Just so you know, most companies use both because they use one to evaluate, and obviously they have to use one to report, but they use variable costing to evaluate. All right? Okay, guys, that is it. So I will see you in the discussions. If you have problems with your homework, email me. I'm around. I'm trying. I have limited bandwidth. That's the problem. So I will upload this as soon as I get a chance to get some good internet, which means driving a little bit, which is probably what I'm going to do. So, I will see you in class, and I am going to try to get a live chat up this week, by Saturday. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have everything fixed. God knows I'm praying every day. But we will definitely be on live chat next week. There's no doubt about that. Okay? So, enjoy. And I'm glad to have you all in the class. And again, if you have questions, if you need me, just post them. I'm check it. So have a good one, guys, and I will see you in the class.